Good evening, everyone. Today I would like to talk about one historical phenomenon that can be, you know, uh, studied from different perspectives. I mean, the phenomenon called, so-called 100 Years War, which was actually not 100 Years War, 1337 AD to 1453 AD, so 116 years. It was series of armed conflict between the Kingdom of England and nascent Kingdom of France, actually. Maybe not nascent, but in terms of national identity, it was the conflict that forged two nations, English and French, because before it was actually one empire, of course, with some political divisions, but culturally and politically, in some sense, it was a sort of a union between different rulers, monarchical families, and the French, medieval French, was the language of its elite. And actually, in England, it was quite a funny situation because the English we know now had its first flourishing, booming period in the 15th century, sorry, during the thanks to such genius like poet Chaucer, and before the elite, and actually even lecturing language with Latin together on English universities was of course French. Later, as an effect of 100 Years War and thanks to the fact that national identity and national feelings were shaped till its I would say mature form, the English language was elevated to the level of literary language and many other things. There are many good works on the 100 Years War, also military one, historical one, I mean social one, socio-political one, economical one, how it impacted economy, impacted feudalism-based economy and demography, other things. But I would like to say that the case of 100 Years War, like many wars, tells us that future and the future creations that are stable and permanent for many centuries to come are always forged in the fire of war. Because new things always come after the turbulent period, after the turbulent events. And one of the best books of on 100 Years War, in my opinion, is book by French historian Jean Favier, and there are some other smaller books that treat. It's easy to find about each important battle of this conflict. From militaristic point of view, it was a high peak of medieval art of war. Actually, this is heavily studied topic since the 19th century, because 19th century Victorian historians forged the name for this series of conflict, and they call it 100 Years War because there were some pretensions of the French king to the throne of England, and so on and so on and so on, and vice versa. So it was started due to the dynastic reasons within one, I would say, maybe politically a little bit divided, but those days when it started, one cultural organism in terms of elite, one cultural French-speaking organism, and later it got splitted into two organisms, England and France, but due to this conflict, and this is a very good example that future is always shaped in the by the fires of war, and this is great proof for that. And also, it was a reason why the development of cultures suppressed before by the dominating French culture in this case before, why the other cultures flourished after the French lid over them was removed, and English elite stopped being French speaking. And of course, many people can add many things. This is a broad topic, but in this movie, I wanted to convey to you and recommend to study this very interesting period recommend to you the truth that the future is always born in the fires of war. That's why when something get destroyed, maybe it's sad, maybe it's brutal, later it's a topic for many epic stories, but always something new will come out. So this is a sort of consolation. As long as people are alive, history will not end. Mr. Fukuyama, narrow-minded guy, was wrong. History will last as long as the last human being will be alive. All the best. Bye. Have a nice evening.